I want to say, I want to yarn, I want to affirm, I want to reaffirm. التحية التحية أريد أن أتكلم أريد أن أساتا أريد أن تقول متاتا التحية التحية بهوبلي وحشمتي بهوبلي زندگی क्या हुआ महिष्मती कुलू CNG
proudly Nigeria
CNG
proudly
Nigeria
CNG.
Matter arising from the recent activities of policies of government as it affects the education in northern Nigeria, CNG student wing position, dated 20 December 2024. The Coalition of Northern Group has watched carefully in recent weeks and months about the activities of Nigerian students regarding certain policies of education and has x-rayed its impact on the educational sector and most especially northern Nigerian students that the organization represents. The student wing have come up with the development and have advised as follows. 1. Impact of the tax reform bill on education in northern Nigeria. The Coalition of Northern Group student wing rejects in totality the proposed tax reform bill by the federal government. This bill is no doubt an anti-not, a threat to educational development of the region. The reform will have a deteriorating effect on critical infrastructures that have supported education in the region for decades. The tax reform will equally affect critical infrastructure that are responsible for basic infrastructure in tertiary institutions. 1. TED Fund. TED Fund has played the role of financing research, physical infrastructure, staff training and development, which is critically funded by only 3%. And by 2029, it is going to be funded by only 3%. And at the end of the day, by 2030, it will no longer be funded. NIDA also is going to be scrapped. It has been known for its role in providing gadget device and digital inclusiveness for Nigerian youth and Nigerian students. NELFON, it is imperative for us to say that it is going to be the beneficiaries of this particular bill and it is going to affect the Nigerian students to some extent. The implication is that the proposed bill, if passed, will divert funds from critical sector as infrastructure innovation with long-term development impact. The shift of attention will be on student loan. This could also be a reason for public tertiary institutions to increase tuition fee. It could also make public tertiary institutions to be on the revenue generation entity. It will pave way for privatization of tertiary institutions and also make it inaccessible to Nigerian masses. This will also saddle our youth with unsustainable debt burden, which we reject in totality. Our appeal, we call on the federal government to discontinue the reform process and give room for holistic consultation and amendment before legislation. We call on the northern legislators and governors to study the bill adequately in order to come up with practical solutions. We have also extrailed the disbursement of NEL fund, and we have understand that there is a deliberate attempt in order to avoid the coverage of tertiary institutions in northern Nigeria. So far, the disbursement have given over 234 tertiary institutions in the whole of Nigeria, but we only have 96 from northern Nigeria. Take for instance, when you talk about state like Zamfara State, we have 10 tertiary institutions, but only 4 tertiary institutions have been given coverage so far. And even in this particular tertiary institution, the disbursement is having problem. We also have issues relating to non-payments of this disbursement to beneficiaries who have already paid their school fees by tertiary institution. We recommend as follows. We call on NELFORM to expand its coverage as the total number of federal and state tertiary institutions in the region are more than 96. This is to ensure access to education for all. NELFORM should also ensure early disbursement to institutions to avoid pressure on beneficiaries by management. Tertiary institutions are advised to refund beneficiaries their tuition fee in full. In a situation whereby institution wishes to refund in installment or percentage, reasons should be communicated to beneficiaries. Tertiary institutions should drop any agenda of increasing tuition fee, as CNG will not tolerate hike in tuition fee at this material time. Tertiary institutions should also desist from setting deadline for beneficiaries since they are going to be paid this particular money whenever the Nelfund disburses the money. This is our stand.